Skinny Hot Away Southern T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good MMA, boxing, sports, parlays, predictions every single day and not just today. Really random. We hit that Houston Rockets plus 7.5 yesterday. But I digress. Today we're here to talk about UFC 321. Tom Aspinall versus Gane, right? We gonna say Gane for show purposes. Gane versus Aspinall. What I think is going to be an exciting fight, interesting fight, nonetheless. But you know what, man? We're going to keep the main thing. We're going to start with the main event. I'm going to give y'all each of my predictions for each fight on this card. But let's keep the main thing, right? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Jon Jones has since, relinquished his title. And some people feel like Jon Jones ducked Tom Aspinall. Well, I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that feel like the MMA world, Dana White, some fans who really deep down hate Jon Jones anyway, right? I feel like those guys, just want Jon Jones to get in the ring and get beat. Jon Jones at damn near 40 years old, we're really not expecting him, to actually go out there and beat, a guy like Tom Aspinall with where he's at in his career. I'm on Jon Jones' side when it comes to this. They're trying to build Tom Aspinall career off of Jon Jones because Tom Aspinall truly hasn't done shit in MMA just yet. Who's his biggest name? The biggest names on his resume, compare them to Jon Jones' resume or a guy like Alexis Pereira's resume. Tom Aspinall doesn't have the resume. He doesn't have the namesakes that these UFC stars are currently walking around with today. So what would be the quickest way for me to boost Tom Aspinall, give him a nice-looking resume before somebody looks at it and realizes that he hasn't fought anybody? Oh, well, let's get him in there with old Jon Jones, get him an easy win against not the real Jon Jones, and let's call Tom Aspinall the greatest heavyweight in the world. And let's call Tom Aspinall, the greatest fighter in the world. Jon Jones saw the play, I saw the play, and Jon Jones wanted no parts of the play. Jon Jones said, how about you put me in there with Alexis Pereira, a guy who's closer up in my age, who's already on the Hall of Fame trajectory, unlike Tom Aspinall right now. If Alexis Pereira retired, he will go to the Hall of Fame, just like Jon Jones. So I'm not against that fight. That fight is more even for where they both are at in their career right now than putting them in there with, the young up-and-coming, hungry guy, unproven guy, Tom Aspinall, to build your brand and build your program. Most people don't care that prime for prime, Jon Jones will absolutely fucking smoke Tom Aspinall, right? Because those people who don't care about that, they just want to see Jon Jones take an L anyway, just so they can give it the crown to somebody else anyway. Because as long as Jon Jones doesn't have an L, then you have to eat crow and call him the GOAT. But if he loses to, a prime Aspinall when he's way past his prime, right, then you can say, well, he lost to Aspinall to go. So Jon Jones is an extremely smart man, and he's not going to be outmaneuvered or tricked out his spot by Dana White or the fans. So I'm with Jon Jones. Jon Jones has earned the right to be able to pick who the hell he wants to fight, right? And if he don't want to fight, this young prospect in Tom Aspinall, that's fine with me. Jon Jones is not a goddamn heavyweight. He's a light heavyweight. He doesn't have to fight Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is going to have to tie his belt, grab his lunch pail, and he's going to have to make his own way. How about you get 10 title defenses in a row? How about you beat somebody worth having on your resume? His biggest win is who? Pavlovich? Is Pavlovich going to the Hall of Fame? No. Jon Jones has Hall of Famers on his resume. Aspinall doesn't. They're trying to use the old washed-up Jon Jones to build Aspinall, and Jon Jones isn't going for it. And I salute Jon Jones because Aspinall is going to have to put the work in. He's going to have to start his own run, and it starts Saturday night with Cirly Gane. I'm taking Aspinall to beat Cirly Gane because I think Aspinall is just a better fighter than Cirly Gane. But I will tell you this, if this fight extends longer into the fight, it's advantage Gane. But I am going to take Tom Aspinall to stop Cirly Gane within the first 2 rounds. So I'm going to go Tom Aspinall, probably inside the distance. Tom Aspinall maybe ground and pound decision, maybe submission. But Tom Aspinall for the win. He probably takes Gane down, ground and pound or submission. So we'll go Aspinall, knockout or sub for the play. All right, next fight we got Gendroba versus Mackenzie Dern. I'm going to make these a little quicker right than I did that last one. I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern in this rematch. This is going to be a grappler versus grappler. I think Mackenzie Dern is the better grappler. I think she's slightly more athletic. I think she's slightly bigger, which is going to edge her, so which is going to edge her to victory. So Mackenzie Dern for the, I'm thinking decision win over Gendroba. We got Nurmagomedov versus Mario Batista. I'm a fan of Mario Batista, like his fight style. Umar Nurmagomedov is a big ask of him. I'm going to go Nurmagomedov in this. I don't think he stops Batista. Maybe we go sub or decision, though, just in case. But Nurmagomedov for the win over Mario Batista in the grappler wrestler versus, striker kind of affair. But both guys can do the latter, right? I got Jalton Almeida for the win over Volk, right? So Almeida, I just think, he's a better athlete, better prime. I think Almeida does have a future heavyweight title shot, right, in his path, especially if he could get this win, right? So we're going to go with Almeida to out-wrestle Volk in this fight. So Almeida for the win. We got Mazakhanov versus Rakic. I think this is a pretty close fight. It's going to be predominantly a stand-up battle. I'm going to go with Rakic. I think he'll be able to use his range, use his distance to win this outside striking battle. Mazakhanov is mostly, a boxer. Rakic is a kickboxer. Going to have a height and size advantage. I don't think anybody gets stopped. I think it goes long, so maybe you take the over. But Rakic for the win, low confidence. Next fight, we got Haqparast versus Quillin Salkid, right? And I think this is going to be a great fight, high pace, high value. I will edge Haqparast on the feet. I will edge Salkid on the ground. The more times he spends on the feet, it's advantage Haqparast, although Salkid can strike. And I think on the ground, it's advantage Salkid fully, right? I think he's much better on the ground. I think Haqparast is, better on the feet, maybe, slightly better on the feet. Going to go with the ground game of Salkid. Underdog pick, right? So Salkid is underdog. He's not plus money just yet. Let's hope he drops to plus money at some point. But I'm going to go with Quillin with the dog pick over Haqparast. Salkid and Haqparast goes the distance for sure. All right, next fight we got Aliskerov versus Park. I may be a little mad at me with this pick, but I'm going to go Jin Park, right? Southern T, why you taking Jin Park? Well, let me tell you, right? I think it's going to be a stand-up fight. I think both these guys are pretty good. Both these guys do possess, wrestling and grappling ability too. But I think they're going to strike because, that's what they want to do. I think Aliskerov may be the cleaner striker. I think Park is the more dangerous striker. I think Park is the more active striker. I also think Park has a slightly better gas tank. I think Park has slightly more dog. Aliskerov, if it's a clean fight, he wins. If it's, a grind 'em out kind of fight, which all of Park's fights are, then Park wins. I'm going to go with the underdog. I think he's about plus 200, right now. Going to go with Park on this over Aliskerov. Dog or pass value play for me. I got Park. I think it goes long too. That over 2.5 is plus 100. So maybe you play that because I don't think anybody's going to get stopped. But I got Park with the dog pick, and I think it goes long. You could take that over if you want. Rebecca versus Klein. I think Klein will be able to sit on the outside and kind of pick Rebecca apart. Rebecca doesn't have the best defense. Klein is going to be the quicker, more athletic fighter. Rebecca is more blocky. Ludovic Klein for the win. Think he wins a striking battle. I don't think anybody gets stopped. Rebecca is kind of tough. Klein for the win. We got Al Sawadi versus Camilo. Not really rushing to bet this fight. Give me whoever the dog is, right? I guess I'd take, Camilo. Don't really like this fight. Not interested in the watch or really the play, but Camilo for the win. And if you ever wanted to give Walter Walker a guy to where he could keep his submission streak going, you give him Louis Sutherland. Louis Sutherland is huge. Louis Sutherland is maybe not UFC level. Louis Sutherland is going to get it submitted by Walter Walker, probably from the exact same submission that Walter Walker has won the last 3 fights. Give me Walter Walker by submission over Louis Sutherland. Big and blocky, just like Walker wants. Walter Walker submission. All right, y'all. We got Delgado versus Nathaniel Wood. This is going to be a great fight, man. I think it's going to be an action fight. Something tells me this fight isn't going to go the distance. I see a version where if Nathaniel Wood wins right from the outside, maybe, but he's going to be giving up some size and height. Is he going to fight this fight from the outside? He's going to have to get on the inside. And if you get on the inside of Delgado, he's going to be able to hit you with that great boxing, those strong hands and those powerful knees. I got Delgado for the win. Not really sure if he stops Nathaniel Wood, right? But I'm going to take Delgado. I think he'll be able to hit him at further range. I think he's, be able to get him with the knees if the fight goes on the inside. I'm going to go with Delgado for the win over Nathaniel Wood. I don't like betting against Nathaniel Wood, but this going to be a good goddamn fight for sure. Delgado for the win, medium confidence. I think the UFC said, let's get the 2 most out-of-shape looking guys and let's put them in the fight together. But the difference in this fight is both these guys are out of shape looking, but I really think Hamdi is out of shape. I think Chris Barnett is actually in good shape for, his physique. I'm going to go with Chris Barnett as the huge underdog in this at plus 325 right now, something like that, plus 300 above, right? Going to go with Chris Barnett in this. Hamdi is good, but Hamdi doesn't finish anybody. Maybe he takes Barnett down and lays on him, but eventually he's going to gas out and get tired of laying on Barnett. I got Barnett for the win, man. Dog will pass plus 300. Let's rock. All right, we got Maxim versus Raposo. First off, I think this fight goes the distance, right? I'm going to lean Maxim right, low confidence. 0-2 in the UFC. I think Raposo is 0-2 in the UFC as well. I think Maxim is the better striker. The ground game may be Raposo slightly, but Maxim has a bit of a ground game too. Maxim for the win, low confidence. I think the fight goes long. We got Emma Rim versus Inoue. I'm going to go with Emma Rim in this. I think she's just the more prime prospect. I think she's better all around. I think she's better on the ground. I think she's the bigger fighter. She's been more active. Inoue hasn't had a fight in about 2 years. Emma Rim for the win. All right, just to give you a recap of the picks that we made: Amorim, Mascom, Barnett, Delgado, Walker, Camilo. I think the over is the best bet in that Camilo fight. We got Klein. I think Klein goes decision. Park on the dogger pass. Sal Kidd on the dogger pass. We got Rackett, Almeida, Nurmagomedov, Dern, and we got Aspinall in that main event. What I'm about to do now is give y'all my top picks and put together a parlay. Then we go slide on up out of here, man. All right, in my top picks, I actually got 6. Amorim, Walker, Klein, Almeida, Nurmagomedov, and Aspinall. You put those together, they get you to plus 500. You could parlay them. You could take your favorites. You know what I mean? You could pick from those. Those are straight money lines right there, no method. So if you money line all 6 of those, they get you to plus 500. Pretty high confidence. That's all I got for y'all, man. Skin Hardaway, Southern Tea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love. Make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all tell a friend to tell a friend.